Philip Justus, a trustee with the Rockville Science Center. Got a little out of order. I'm here to add some additional points of vision for the Science Center to encourage you to fully fund us for the fiscal year 2014. Rockville is clearly at the hub of science and technology in the region. To the east, there's NOAA and NASA. To the north, it's DOE and NIST, and then it's NIH to the south. And we have an educational system that fosters science and technology education. There are special engineering programs, for example, at the Rockville High School and Poolsville, and they've gained prominence for these programs. So there's a network developing in our community with these other organizations, the government agencies, the private technology, biotech groups. We're known to them. They have supported us. They provide people for speakers, mentors, volunteers for science judges at the science fair, the county science fair. Thanks to a surge of private volunteers from technical organizations, we mustered 18 science judges for the county science fair this year, and we were able to interview 120 kids. We granted 26 awards. We made a lot of kids happy and encouraged, even more than those that we could give awards to. I must say that my predecessors at the podium didn't have time to add some things that we would encourage you to consider. We have a vision, even though we don't have a facility, to arrange opportunities for kids and families to engage in science activities in the community. There are such things as science playgrounds. There are activities that can be added to ordinary playgrounds to enhance the value of them for educational purposes. The different periodicities of swings of different lengths, the leverage principle for seesaws, things like that. It could be just a matter of putting plaques in and around these areas with diagrams and maybe little QR opportunities for those who bring smartphones to playgrounds to look at videos that explain the physics of these things. All of us have had some chemistry, biology, geology, and physics in our schooling, but then when we left, we entered other fields. And there's always this need, though, to remember why pulleys work the way they do. What's optics? What's electricity and magnetism? What's the Higgs boson? Of course, we didn't learn that in school. And we have opportunities to invite speakers to our science cafes. We do it. They come in genes because our theme is informal science communication. We also would like to extend our programs, some of which are done at the universities at Shady Grove. Summer camps are at a private school. We want to extend them into, for example, Croydon Creek and parks and playgrounds in the city. So I add my voice for you to consider not just the activities that we established and wish to perpetuate into 2014, but we have momentum now, and we'd like to develop a basis for extending the dream to some of the items that I mentioned that we'd like to do. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Wait a second, Phil.
Yes, I listened to your presentation and the two before you. I'm still struggling to understand what the difference would be, what that would actually go to. What would it add to your program if we gave you the full funding?
Bob alluded to the need for demonstration materials, like he named the planetarium. Well, we're not thinking of a planetarium such as at Natural History Museum. we in no way are looking to compete with the Smithsonian or the Maryland Science Center. We're local, but yet we draw people from the region.
But
The
I
fund,
get,
we're looking to introduce science into public spaces. This is a play on the successful adage, we want art in public spaces. And we got art in public spaces, and we want to keep it that way. There are other spaces to be filled, and we're in the mode of gathering exhibits that enhance understanding of local science with regard to the natural setting, geological setting, and so forth. So,
Phil?
yes,
But
Oh,
Bob can
yeah,
tell
come on.
exactly what he needs the additional money for. I don't mean to interrupt you, but,
There were 4 programs.
yes,
4 programs.
please.
Space science.
In the
astronomy-
mic.
I'm sorry, space science and astronomy, including the mobile planetarium, the STEM lab, which is a facility where people can come in and work on projects. We've got a plan for an active STEM lab supporting it. There was the playground, working with the science playground, and the clearinghouse. And you started talking about the clearinghouse, setting up a science. There's so many activities in this area. We want to build a clearinghouse of science and educational activities so that people can come to us and say, what's happening this weekend?
Is it not so that you would be recovering some of your expenses?
Yeah, you asked how much our budget comes from the city, but you have to understand, we also have thousands of hours of volunteer and in-kind support that it doesn't show up as a dollar amount. So when we compute this, we're looking at $100,000 worth of volunteer and in-kind support that we get from the Montgomery College and the universities at Shady Grove and other places. So,
well, I mean, you're looking for material. You're looking for, the actual, stuff that puts these programs together. You're complementing that with volunteer.
well, we also
STEM.
complement it with fees for service, and we get grants, other grants and contributions. So we get fees for some of our services, and like the camps, we don't do those for free. The participants pay for the camps.
Right.
And so that's the dollar amount. But as I said, so much of ours is volunteer and in-kind. It's very difficult to compute the in-kind values, but they're very high, much higher than the $35,000 that we get from the city. We do need dollars, though. You do need some dollars. I hope that answers.
Yeah.